So, as it happens, for 16 hours of violence in Hong Kong continues with Hong Kong unrest, while Carrie Lam slams wishful thinking to believe government will yield to political demands. So, Chief Executive addressed the press after sidewide chaos and transport disruptions. Earlier, police shot protesters, leaving him in intensive care, while desperately a man is set on fire during a dispute. You gotta love the fact that these protesters are like protesting and they're like wearing name brands. Like this one's got Adidas and this one's got Nike. Like, but anyway, they look like they're two chicks actually. But yeah, Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam Chang Ying, I might be mispronouncing, Nong, has addressed the press after the day of violence in which led to one protester has been shot with live rounds, while another man was set on fire during a dispute as clashes continue across the city. She condemns the actions of the protesters, warning them that it was wishful thinking to expect the government will yield to the political demands if faced with violence. Commuters are facing transport chaoses and disruption. Major thoroughfares across several districts have been blocked and the MTR services suspended after objects were thrown onto tracks of the East Rail line. A fire was set on the train at Kua Fong and protesters vandalised several other stations. The unrest follows the death last Friday of Hong Kong University and Science and Technology student Chao Ching-ling, I might be mispronouncing, days after he fell in a car park near the police disposal operation in Townsend Kung O, where tear gas had been fired. I think he fell off the car park, I think, from memory. I'm not quite sure about that. So, yeah. We do have more on this. So, Hong Kong protesters, 2 people in critical condition after a day of chaos. So, 2 people are in a critical condition after another day of violence demonstration in Hong Kong. The protester was injured on Monday morning when he was shot at close range by a police officer. He was the 3rd person shot by police since the protest began 24 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been going for that long. Later on Monday, a pro-Beijing supporter was doused in flammable liquids and set alight. Woof. Which is ironic, which is the sound he made. Arguing with protesters who demanded greater democracy and police accountability in Hong Kong. The territory's chief executive, Carrie Lam, speaking at news conference on Monday evening, called the demonstrators enemy of the people, which is funny because they are the people, you stupid woman. If there's still any wishful thinking by the escalating violence that Hong Kong government will yield to pressure to satisfy the so-called political demands, I'm making this statement clear and loud here. That will not happen, she said. When's Hong Kong's next election? Election. Because I'm wondering how this is going to affect the election in Hong Kong. So, doesn't say. Here it is. Here they're saying it could be affecting next election already. So. Here's the article here. Doesn't say when the next. doesn't say when it is, does it? What if I just search for election? Upcoming elections in November. Okay. Oh, well, that's close. Makes you wonder what's going to happen when it comes to the elections in November then. If that's accurate. So, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, what happened to the injured protester? So the shooting occurred as protesters tried to block a junction at Shangwang Ho on the northeast of Hong Kong Island. Police confirmed that one officer discharged his service revolver and that the man was shot. Footage posted on Facebook shows the officer drawing his gun before grasping the man at a roadblock. When another man approached wearing a face mask, the officer fired at him, hitting him in the torso. The officer fired twice more, but there were no injuries. So the shooting footage shows the 21-year-old protester lying in his eyes open and with blood around him. He has undergone surgery and remains in critical condition at the hospital, authorities spoke to the BBC. So I think the officer was probably just fearful of his life. He was trying to detain someone, which, whether you want to agree with or not, and he saw other people approaching, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is going to go bad." Is this the video here? Yeah, this is the video here.
佢有警員啊呢度，呢個係交通警啊。佢掹槍啊！佢掹槍。喂喂喂喂喂！哇哇哇哇哇哇！啱啱去。
So let's go back to the initial. So here he is here.
警員啊呢度。
Right, then he turns away from the protesters.
呢個係交通警啊。
And there, and he just turns back around at him. This protester here is an idiot. He's just literally, he's trying to get shot. He just walked up and the cops literally put a gun on his chest and he keeps, look at him. Look at this idiot here. And he, yeah. He's like, come on, arrest me. I want to be arrested. Yeah, he was, yes, definitely, yeah. So he's trying to detain this guy for some reason, and he's got this guy, look, probably even this guy, all coming towards him. Yeah, so, look, there's a right way to protest and there's a wrong way to protest. Getting yourself shot, not a good idea. Look, at the end of the day, as for the cops, I don't blame the cops for doing it. I don't think it was a case of the cops being trigger happy. I think at the end of the day, the cop was getting towards the point where he just thought he was outnumbered. He had a whole bunch of people coming at him. He was trying to arrest someone. He's just trying to do his job. Look, whether you believe it or like him or not, whether you like what he's doing or not, I don't think he was just trying to be trigger happy and gun people down or anything like that. At the end of the day, I think it was just the cop trying to do his job, and he had some group of guys coming at him, being aggressive. He's pulled his gun in fearful. So, look, I don't like the fact they're shooting protesters, but I don't think the cop did anything wrong. But anyway, let's keep going.